Today I'm going to give you my review of Shazam!
Alright, let's do this. Here's my spoiler-free review for Shazam! Fury of the Gods. I feel like I need to preface this entire review by saying that Shazam is one of my favorite DCEU films. In fact, it comes second in my ranking, only to The Suicide Squad, not to be confused with Suicide Squad. So, you know, and if you've been around my channel a while, you already know this, but I love my comic book movies with action, a lot of humor, and then a couple of moments that might make me tear up and cry a little bit. Like, that's what I want. I want to feel things, but I want to have a really good time while I'm feeling those things. And if you liked the first Shazam movie, I think you will really enjoy this one. If you didn't like the first Shazam movie, honestly, I would think you probably wouldn't like it, but maybe a little bit more. However, I know several people who have seen this film that did not at all like the first one, and this one worked for them. It is that same silly humor. Like, that is what you get, and you get a lot of it, okay? I mean, listen, you don't have Jack Dylan Grazer starring in this, and you don't get ridiculous, silly humor that is just gonna make you laugh the entire movie. Like, that is what you get. He stole the first movie, he's stealing this movie. However, this movie really is so much more about family. As a mom, as a parent, there's one moment in particular that had me in my feels, hit me right in the gut. Like, I knew it was coming, and I still was like, oh God, oh, the tears, oh, I can't stop. And even just thinking about it is making me a little teary. I love the premise of this film, okay? I mean, the whole Shazamly, right? Is that how you say it? Shazamly? Shazamly has powers now, right? So this is a lot more of the grown-up versions that we get, a lot more of the superheroes that we get, which means we get more Adam Brody, which makes me happy because listen, Seth Cohen from the OC was like my first crush. But anyway, let's move past that. We get a lot more of the family actually, like, fighting crime. The opening sequence is so good. There's some hilarious moments. Like, there's the bridge scene, okay? I was laughing at just all the little things. Each person gets their moment to shine, and you get to realize the quirks of these people even more than you have in the past. Like, yes, we saw them as kids in the previous movie, but in this movie, we really, really get to see who they are as superheroes and what traits of theirs carry through, obviously, as they should, when they become superheroes. Again, I have the issue with, I feel like Asher Angel is a little bit underused, but it makes sense because this is like Zachary Levi Shazam. We do get some great Asher moments, though. I'm not going to lie, there's some good ones. I just would have liked to see him pop up a few more times. But I get it. Like, there was stuff going on. There was a whole lot of stuff they had to deal with. I love a good villain. Surprise! I love a good villain. You guys all know this if you've been around my channel for a while. So we actually have several villains in this movie. You know, there's the Daughters of Atlas. I thought they were amazing. They're super badass. I love seeing them in action. I love the dynamics between them within themselves. And then also, you know, the impact that it's having on Philly, the world around them. I really, really like that a lot. Some things with them were a little bit predictable, and I also wish we got a little bit more time with them, maybe a little bit more of their background. I mean, I get they tried to weave it in with the whole, like, you know, Billy learning about these characters in mythology and whatever, which they do a lot of, right? That's kind of the way they explain things, is like Billy doesn't know them, so they're like, they'll literally explain them to you, because or else if they're just explaining it to the audience, it would be weird. So this is how it's worked in, and they do a lot of that again, which is fine, and it works. I just would have liked, I think, a little bit more with them, something. But again, I love a villain, so maybe that's why. Maybe everyone else will be completely satisfied. I will say I also feel like this is 2 hours and 10 minutes, okay? For me, it flew by. I thought we were at like 1:45 when things started to wrap up, and I was like, oh shoot, okay. Which is a good thing, okay? So, but also, what happens at the same time is that the pacing, it was so a lot of moments did not have time to breathe, because it was like, let's move to the next thing, let's move to the next thing, let's move to the next thing, let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. And you're like, oh, hold on, okay? Again, like, I wanted some more stuff with the daughters. I wanted some more stuff with other things that happened that I'm not going to talk about because they're spoilery. Maybe a little interest, like, if you can figure out what I'm meaning here, which I loved. Oh, that was one of my favorite parts of the entire movie. I did still enjoy how quick it moved because it felt like it didn't drag on. It never had time to drag, which for me is always a plus when you're giving me a movie that's over 2 hours long. Listen, I just dealt with award season and all of these movies were way too long, and I was exhausted by the end of them. This one, I was having fun. I was crying, but I was laughing harder, and that's what's important. I don't think you're allowed to have a DC movie without some CGI flubs. I think that's like a requirement at this point. And there's some moments that you're like, okay, all right, they went that route, but they're not awful, okay? They're not like bad. Well, maybe one or two are like bad. But overall, I mean, I wasn't distracted, I guess, by the CGI, okay? It worked. There was a choice that was made for a certain beast, and then literally Shazam points it out, and I absolutely love that. He's like, well, this is a choice, and I was like, yes, thank you. I loved it. And that's that humor, right? It's very self-aware. This movie knows what it is. It's the comedic relief of the DCEU. That's exactly what it is. And I will miss Shazam if we don't see more of him going forward. I really will, because I love this. I loved the first movie, and I really, really loved this movie too. I had fun with it, okay? There's some dark stuff, I'm not gonna lie, like, very similar to the first one, right? You're like, ha, 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 oh my God, what's happening? Ha, ha, ha. You know, it's like the up and down roller coaster, but that's what I love about a comic book movie. Like, that's how I love a comic book movie. That's what we get with Guardians. That's what we get with the Suicide Squad. So, like, that's what we get with a lot of the newer Thor movies. So, for me, this worked, but this is my jam. If you don't love that stuff, then you might not enjoy this movie. So I need to like get that out to you guys, okay? I loved this stuff. I loved this movie. I thought it was so fun. I loved the action. There's some great action sequences that I had a lot of fun with. Again, there's heart. Like, there's moments where I was crying and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm crying at Shazam, Fury of the Gods. But I was. There's 2 end credit scenes. Well, a mid and an end credit scene. Both are very exciting. I will have a video up explaining them after the movie releases because I don't want spoilers to get out there. But very, very excited. Maybe, I don't know. They were both very decent in my opinion. There was no, as I call it, an ant playing drums. Like we had an Ant-Man and the Wasp, which is like, what was the point of this? It's just an ant playing drums. These both feel like they have meaning. And hopefully they do because... you know, we don't know what's happening with the future of the DCEU. So hopefully these do play into the future. I will say I was able to stay and not spoiled of the cameo, which apparently DC spoiled themselves. I don't want to put it out there in case you don't know, but that was amazing. It was a great moment. The whole theater erupted. It was perfect, and where it was tied in was absolutely perfect. Listen, I was originally, I'm not going to lie, last night I was like, I like this more than the first one. And after sleeping on it and really thinking about it, I didn't. However, it's really, really close. Really close. Like, as in the same rating, but just not as good. I love the first one. There's just something special about it. But this one does give us this kind of... It's all about family, right? Like, it's really, I hate to sound like Fast and the Furious, and I know they literally say that in the trailer, but it really is all about family. It's about Billy, and he doesn't know what to do, and everybody has powers, and he's like, listen, I just don't know who I am anymore. They're trying to go do their own thing, and he's holding on tight. He's holding on tight to them. Like, everyone in his life has left him, and he doesn't want that to happen with his family. Now, I've got to say, yes, I attended the Shazam Fury of the Gods world premiere. However, I am going to be paying for my family of 4 to go see it this weekend. We loved the first Shazam movie, and I know watching this, I was like, I can't wait to see my family's reaction because I know they are going to love this one too. Okay, Shazam Fury of the Gods, very, very similar to the first one. It's hilarious, but it's got those dark moments. Jack Dylan Grazer steals the entire show. Could have used more Asher Angel, and definitely could have used a little bit more of the Daughters of Atlas, a little bit more explanation there. I had a lot of fun. There's a character named Steve who's really cool, and brings some great moments. Like, I love seeing the kids as crime fighters, as their superheroes. I love that we got a lot more of that. It's gonna make you want Skittles. There's a fantastic line involving Skittles, a fantastic moment involving Skittles. It was one of my favorite moments of the film. Things get dark, things get intense. It's gonna make you cry, it's gonna make you laugh. And you know what? The 2 hours and 10 minutes is gonna fly by. I give Shazam Fury of the Gods a 4.5 out of 5, but remember, I loved the first one, and I love humor mixed with action, mixed with darkness, mixed with making me cry, and that is exactly what this movie gave me. It's fun, and I really loved it, and I can't wait to see it again. You guys let me know if you're excited for Shazam Fury of the Gods down below in the comments. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. Follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.